as you guys know, we had just got the Rx7 back on the road and driving again, but I drove it to work yesterday to get it aligned and pretty much just to go get it aligned, and we came up with about 3 issues that kind of scared me. And well, let me just show you guys what happened. Fuck. What the fuck? So, on the way to work in the morning, first thing, I drove probably about 2.5 miles and then I looked in my mirror. When I came up to a stop, I saw the puff of white smoke just constantly coming out. But it wouldn't happen while I was driving. It only came to a stop, so that kind of like confused me a little bit. But that was issue number 1. And then maybe half a mile later, I did a little pull, and boom! Right after that pull, it starts misfiring, and then it was misfiring bad. So then that was issue number 2. And then after work, when you went ahead and drove it onto the alignment rack and started to do the alignment, we noticed it was leaking coolant. So that's issue number 3. Luckily, well, I think we found out the issue for the white smoke, and no, hopefully it's not a head gasket. But yeah, I think we found the issue. I'll show you guys that in a second. For the misfire issue, as you guys saw, the spark plugs are pretty bad. I want to say it's because of the hood vent, and when it rains or when I wash the car, I forget to cover the valve cover sometimes, so maybe the water just fouled the plugs or just made something bad. Alright, and the third issue, we actually found, the second we saw that it was leaking coolant, we found where it was coming from. It's in this little hose here in front of, right here. This hose right on top of the alternator, it's actually leaking right there. So we're going to go ahead and replace this hose, and that should fix our cooling problem. I believe I already fixed the oil problem, or the smoking problem last night, and I'll show you guys what I did. And hopefully the plugs fix the misfire problem. So let's get to it. So the coolant was actually expensive. So instead of spending $17 times 2 for the coolant, we just went ahead and spent $12 on this VP coolant thingy. It's pretty much like water wetter, but I decided to try this one, see if it makes a difference. Distilled water, this should be more than enough. It should probably only take 2, but better have more than not enough. We're gonna go ahead and do an oil change with the oil, the filter. We're gonna change out the plugs, and this is the line I'm gonna use to fix the coolant leak. So, like I just said, let's get to work. So pretty much you see the gold line here. Right now it goes straight and then down into here. Before, how I had it is this curve this way and this curve up, and then the T right there where it goes that way used to come down here into a full 90. So what that was causing was this, I'm hoping what it was causing was because this had to go up and this flowed right into this hose pretty much, then it teed off to the drain. Maybe that was causing the turbos not to be draining properly. So with this situation here, this turbo right here drains straight down into here. That turbo comes down straight and then goes down here. Nothing is pushing oil into the other turbo or not letting it drain properly, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get these plugs in and start her up and drive her around for a bit, and hopefully that this fixes the smoking issue, because that was a big scare for me. And you can see the water, or the coolant I should say, dripping. You can see it dripping, and it's made this huge puddle right here. So yeah, that's our oil, that's our smoking issue hopefully fixed. Let's get to let's do the plugs next. So as you guys already saw, the spark plugs are already out because I actually took it out last night the second I got home. So I actually bolted the coil packs back in there just to prevent anything from falling in. So we're gonna go ahead and unbolt all of these again. Get the new plugs in there. I already got them all to 0.025. I have no idea what that means, to be honest. I just know that that's what Brandon and RJ told me to get them to, so that's what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and pop all these off and throw the new plugs in there, and hopefully this fixes the misfire issue. So as you can see, they're all out. Then let's just skip ahead to with everything back in. Alright, so I'm not gonna put the coil pack cover on yet, just in case it still does misfire. I can still easily take a look at that. So that's it for the coils, or I mean the spark plugs. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's deal with the coolant leak. I hate about actually running coolant in your car is I can't just let it dump out into the floor, because it's not just water and it won't just evaporate. So now I have to actually, when I'm undoing this drain, I actually have to kind of try to catch it. And then that's gonna fill up soon before the rest into here. So that one already filled up, filling up this one right now, and if this one overflows, that's the last container I have. So if it does overflow, let's go on there on the floor. So like I said before, it's this line right here, so we're just gonna go ahead and replace it. It's leaking right at the end, so I'm just gonna replace the whole line. I'm also just gonna go ahead and replace this line here, because, and this one actually also as well, because this line actually bursted on me at the LSD2 event, and we replaced it, but it's not like reinforced with like the wire thing. I can't really think of the name right now. It's just straight rubber lines. We're just gonna go ahead and throw the new line on there. Also gonna replace this one while we're at it, because that's still the original line, and this one, the one that's leaking. So let's go ahead and start replacing them. Actually scratched the idea of replacing both of these right now. I just replaced the one that was leaking. Like I always like to say, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So right now these work fine. I will in fact bring this line though, just in case it does decide to leak, or one of them decides to pop. We have the extra line and we'll get it taken care of. So right now let's we're gonna do the oil change last. Let's go see. I'm actually gonna take the upper radiator hose off, and let's go flush this. Actually no, fuck it, let's just fill it up with the water. One bottle. Now let's throw in the BP Racing Madditive Cool Down Coolant Performance Improver, which runs you up to 30 degrees cooler, and it reduces your cylinder head temp to 75 degrees. So let's go ahead and throw that in there now. I'm sorry to say, water, but this bottle looks a little bit more cooler. So in the last video, you guys saw that water bottle was actually going to be my coolant overflow tank, but I think we're going to swap it out with this one. Now we're filling up bottle number 2. Okay, it's about full there, and like a bottle and a third. So let's go ahead and start the car, get the water pump flowing, and we'll go fill it up from there. Actually, since it's on, let's take a quick break from the water, and it's still misfiring. So let's go ahead and try to see which cylinder is misfiring from. I already pulled cylinder 1 and it made a difference, so that one's still firing. Let's pull cylinder 2. Oh no, that made a difference. Not cylinder 2. Pull cylinder 3. Making a difference. So cylinder 3 is good. Cylinder 4. Oh, that made a difference. And number 5. Yeah, that made a difference as well. So last one, number 6. It's not making a difference. I mean, it sounds like it's driving a little smoother right now, but it still sounds kind of rough. Actually, I think it sounds good, so I think it just took a second for it to warm up again, reprogram itself. But yeah, it sounds good. So let's go ahead and deal with the water again. I want to say we fixed the coolant leak. Misfire seems like it's gone now. So only other problem that I had, like we said in the beginning, was the oil drain line. But I wasn't able to, it wasn't smoking right now obviously, I wasn't able to see the smoke until I would drive it for a bit, do a little pull, then come to a stop. So let's go ahead and set everything back down, take it for a little drive, and see if we fix the smoking issue as well. I don't know where I left you guys off last, but we changed the hose that was leaking coolant, and we replaced all the fluid with distilled water and that BP version of water wetter, pretty much. What else did we do? We changed up the turbo oil drain line to where everything is just gravity fed. It doesn't have to come up at all. I'm pretty sure that was the smoking issue with this car. The drain line for one of the turbos went like down, and it had to come back up like this. So now everything just goes straight down. Hopefully that was the issue with the smoking problem. So we're just gonna go ahead and drive it around a little bit and see if it happens again. What else did we do? Change the spark plugs, and we changed up the spark plugs, and as you can see, I don't know if you can hear it very well, but let's see here. Yeah, you can kind of tell it's running a lot smoother now. So I think that fixed the misfire issue. So like I said, let's go ahead and drive it around a little bit and see if the smoking issue comes back, because I think that was the only other issue we had. Also, we'll go ahead and check if that one hose is leaking again, which it shouldn't because it's a brand new hose. So we're just letting her warm up a little bit. Once she warms up, we'll go ahead and take it for a spin. So it's been sitting here for quite a few minutes now. I took it for a little drive, got into boost. I don't see any white smoke at the back. As you can see, it sounds good. So she's idling smooth again. I don't see any white smoke coming out the back, so that's good. Another good sign is down here. It's not leaking anymore. There's no coolant on the ground, so I think we solved the 3 issues that we ran into yesterday. And I'm just kind of letting it sit, seeing if maybe once it gets even hotter that it'll start throwing the smoke. Fingers crossed it doesn't, but looks like it's looking good for us to make it to rotary rumble. Last thing I need to do is tomorrow get my front tires mounted, get some tires mounted onto the other CE28 reps, and I think we're good to go. So let's fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So that's it for this video. Hopefully next stop, Apple Valley Speedway for rotary rumble. See you guys there. Local boy making fucking global noises. I keep